देखिए, राजीव जी ने कहा है कि मैं आपको कुछ देने आया हूँ। टू बी ऑनेस्ट, मैं आपसे कुछ लेने आया हूँ। मुझे एनवायरमेंट के बारे में उतना ही मालूम है जितना आप सबको मालूम है। विद दिस, लॉट ऑफ स्पीकर्स have already talked about the environment. Environment is not something what is being projected. It is a very, very simple way of life. If we follow the way of life like a puja, then environment starts unfolding. With this, lot of speakers have already talked, and Philip talked about Nepal, that the road, you will not find any cow on the road, but I find in a more democratic that human beings and cow can walk on the roads. So just for the doctor has already spoken about his experience of the waste management and all. There is an environment a thing in a day-to-day life. But with this, I would like to talk very simple, because I am not going to be bombarded with a lot of complications of the environment. It is a very vast subject. Good afternoon to all of you. Namaskar. And to be honest, I am really pleased to be amongst doctors to whom I always consider as God, next to God. And the doctors I always saw elevate the people from their sufferings and pain. I bow my head in front of all of you. Now, to be honest, I would like to know what is environment. There are the 5 postulates. First of all, when I talk about the environment, I am only going to talk about this planet only, not any other planets. There are the only 5 postulates of this creation. And these 5 postulates are air, water, earth, space, and fire. And what a beauty that only the Indian scriptures could tell us. Entire world knows that the environment is created in the creation of God. Because when you go to any planet, you are looking for the survival of biodiversity. Without water and air, no biodiversity can. But Indian scripture made it amply clear 5 elements, body of nature, the human beings of biodiversity is also made of these 5 elements. This is only the Indian scripture connect with the 5 elements of creation with the human 5 elements. And immediately anything happening in this environment has got a direct connect and impact on the human beings. Let's talk each by each one. Very in a simple term. I am not going to talk about the carbon neutral and all kind of things to confuse you. First of all, never think you are doing anything for the environment. Environment is the way of life. It is puja. जब मंदिर में हम पूजा करते हैं, सोचिए शाम तक हम क्या कुछ इन 5 एलिमेंट्स के लिए करते हैं. जब वो करते हैं तो अपने लिए करते हैं, एनवायरनमेंट के लिए नहीं करते हैं, because it has got a direct impact on you. Now let's talk about air. Can you imagine from billions of years, the composition of the air remains constant. 79 nitrogen and 21 oxygen and few percentage of, you can say, the air. It never changed. It means creation created it. What right we have got to throw the carbon dioxide and all kind of things to make this thing? And obviously it's going to come back. And now we are thinking of why this kind of climate change. The tons and tons. You see just see the history before the start of civilization, before the start of the agricultural era, industrial era, then came to the IT era, then to intelligence and artificial intelligence. The temperature started going up and up and up. Why? Because the kind of industrialization what we did to feed this our population was much more. With this kind of our planet cannot sustain it. And when we started playing with the environmental laws, which was created by the nature, obviously this problem of CO2 came. Therefore now we are all going back to make it a carbon neutral fuels, which is the starting point. My friend talked about EV, but from where the EV going to come? Electricity is going to be generated again from the coal plants or any power plant. You are shifting your environment from one to other place. Therefore, now question is, India can afford to have this kind of a rapid transformation? No, because we are energy dependent on the outside. 85% of the energy we are importing it. Therefore, what we are doing, whatever government policies, they are absolutely right. We are going for a less carbon. Instead of carbon, zero carbon, like green hydrogen, solar power, hydropower, wind power, we are going for like even green hydrogen, zero neutral, because there is no carbon in this. Carbon energy with a zero carbon, you have all kinds of renewable energy. Second thing is that we are going for less carbon. Less carbon means like biofuels to make ethanol from grains. We are setting up a huge kind of factories to convert our unusable, non-edible food into the biofuels, means ethanol. And ethanol in the world, we are targeting to use it 20% to start with, and we will go for the 100% to finally to go with. This is a long subject about this, which I will not touch about the air. Let's talk about the water. Can you imagine any kind of water from the sea to the mountain to the lake to everywhere? There is some kind of minerals involved in it, and whether it's the groundwater or any water from any source, there are minerals involved in this. And even the doctor is a very important thing for you. Never try to use RO filter, because the moment you use the RO filter, all your nutrients, mineral nutrients are taken out. It is zero. It becomes an extracting agent, a liquid going in your body. Therefore, there are many filtration devices. You can go for ultrafiltration, you can go for microfiltration, but for God's sake, a doctor, don't use RO at any cost, because there are no minerals in this. There are no nutrients in this. Then what happens? The water what you drink in, the water has the extracting agent in your body, and all your minerals are taken out, and doctor will know what is the impact of this kind of water affecting the kidneys, liver, and all kinds of things. There are medical reports. I am not talking from my own. This is obviously because water is a very scarce commodity. Water has to be safe. I am not going to talk the conservation of water. There are many things. Our ministry is doing it. It is being taught. Next question comes fire. I am talking about the creation of 5 animals. Importance of fire. Fire again is a fuel. It provides energy to the human body. At the same time, it provides our entire GDP growth is depending upon the energy. So therefore, it cannot be that we don't use our fuels, but at the same time, we have to remove the poverty and we have to make our society grow. Therefore, only the things what we can do, that is going for low carbon fuels or a zero carbon fuel or a new carbon neutral fuels. That is already in the pipeline. A lot of work is being done between the private sector, the government sector. Huge big factories of hydrogen are being set up in the country. Even all the pipelines for the natural gas will be mixed with the green hydrogen to start with, so that same pipeline can be used, and it will take time. But by 2030, our Prime Minister has already declared that India will become the export house to the green hydrogen. And what the beauty of this, no one knew that this hydrogen molecule was known from the ages, and now this is going to be a fuel, and sun god is going to help you to save the planet. This is the kind of, human mind. You see when the problem comes, if the human brain fails, nature helps you. And now green hydrogen will save India with respect to, because we have to import the energy. We need energy. We cannot, from a security, energy security point of view, the country cannot afford to have 85% of the energy import. So therefore, our country is moving forward with jet speed to bring the green hydrogen, biofuels, solar energy, your hydro and wind. And these are the zero carbon energies. And it will take time, but I can tell you, because my friend Jitendra informed me that these kind of changes are not the just kind which you can estimate. These are the transformational changes which are going to bring the entire climate change under check. And the kind of researches, the kind of innovation what are going to take place and technology going to come, because the entire world has become very serious for the first time to tackle this climate change. Question comes, what is this climate change? I will like to ask my friends, all of you are doctors, what is this climate change? When the amount of CO2 is generated is not adequate enough to be absorbed by trees and the large surface of sea. Nature created such a vast sea. Why? Question must be coming, why not the earth? Why is this kind of large sea? Because the surface of water absorbs in the sea absorbs carbon dioxide. Your trees absorb carbon dioxide. When these both became unable to absorb carbon dioxide, then the temperature started on the environment from 1.5 to 1.1 to 1.5. And by reaching that, it is going to create a havoc. It is actually showing, and my friends have already mentioned about the fires, about the so many, temperature valley and all kind of thing. Therefore, everyone knows these kind of things has to be checked, and they are being done. I have talked about the air, I have touched about the water, I have touched about this. Now let's talk about the earth. And earth, what you people are doing it, you have done a wonderful job. It is called waste to wealth. This kind of conversion of the waste into a usable product is a part of circular economy in environment. Entire world is going for that. India is going for this kind of circular economy. I know all my friends, at least अपने घरों के अंदर पहले अपन पूरे अखबारों को बेचा करते थे, बॉटल को बेचा करते थे, पुराने कपड़ों को बेच करके उनके कुछ एक्सचेंज में लिया करते थे. This is circular economy. Therefore, I always talk ancient wisdom to take care of the climate change, and this is going to be one of the biggest kind of solution which will come for the climate change. Finally, I am going to talk, which is very pertinent to all doctors. That is, and not only doctors, for all human beings, space, what we call soul. The question is that here entire thing comes. Nothing will come from the lecture, nothing will come if we don't make it a part of our puja. Sharing and caring, donation, what the madam has done it. These kind of things, doctors should prescribe to every patient that please go for a morning walk. It has direct impact on the climate change. Doctor can say to every patient, nothing wrong, please follow some kind of naturopathy. If you are able to reduce the ailments by the change of life, by the huge consumption, these things, we are the Western concept have to change. Mahatma Gandhi mentioned that this planet has got enough to feed the entire planet, but not the greed of one individual. Therefore, our consumer, the entire kind of multinational companies bringing new Apple phones and everything after every year, they are forcing you to consume more and more. Therefore, the most important thing according to me, in the entire kind of thing, these small things are happening. Okay, what you people mention about in the hospital and all, but the bigger aspect in a holistic view has to be that we have to think of every day in the morning. And this kind of knowledge comes from our ancient wisdom. We care for others. And if this kind of feeling comes, if caring for others, automatically a feeling comes, caring for the planet, caring for the environment. And I think no country in the world can tackle the environment This is only India, because India is only the country which believes in ancient wisdom. Everything is written there. Our parents have been teaching. Unfortunately, we ignored it. And now entire world is coming to India to learn about the technique, how we can save this planet. Therefore, my friends, don't be pessimistic. Be optimistic. We are all part of this planet. We come here for a short while and leave us. Always think in the morning what we have done it for the society. If doctors can only 5% what they make it, if it, not only doctor, to others, everyone should think of that we have to share. In any form, whatever, depending on your capabilities, you believe me, if you do it, you are contributing your share to the environment. With these few words, I will not like to drag you into more complicated affairs of your, but the really holistic view, because all the 5 elements of this creation are directly our Rig Veda says that the knowledge should flow from every part of the world. We are one family. Please believe it. Environment has no barriers. No barrier. They are all man-made. All countries are man-made. But environment has not created these barriers. And therefore from there the concept of came one is one family. And one body, one family, then raise the question of ये मेरा घर, ये तुम्हारा घर, ये मेरी धरती, तुम्हारी धरती. With these few words, if we think it, we believe it, I am telling you, environment, we will be able to protect a sustainable planet, a beautiful planet. With these few words, I conclude. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Wonderful, excellent.